Well, the dreaded day is here. The engines are having problems. So let me show you what I'm doing. This engine, I did a flush, radiator flush, and the water was really dirty. So I took out the antifreeze and now I'm flushing the water. And it's still coming out kind of brown. So I'm letting it circulate. And now I'm looking at these bubbles. I'm hoping that this is just air, because I completely drained it. So it doesn't seem to be going down too fast like the other one did. So what I'm going to do is after I finish with the flush, I'm going to put clean water, a little bit of antifreeze. And now the other engine does have that problem in a big way. The other engine, when I would open this up, the water would just gush like a volcano. So I know that this one has a head gasket problem. So I already took off all the hoses, and I'm going to start taking out the elbows and the water jackets and the exhaust manifolds and all that. And I'm going to take the heads to get resurfaced and check the valves to see if anything needs to be replaced, and then put it back together. Now, another thing I'm going to do once I already did that process on this engine that I'm sitting on. I did the heads about 5 years ago, so this engine is okay. I know it's got good seals, and it was running really rough. It would pop, 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 like a Model T, and I said, no, there's no liquid that's going to solve that problem. So I decided to just take it apart, and I'm going to stay here overnight and just work on it little by little, put things away, and then the parts that are good, I'm going to take them home and paint them, like the intake manifold. I'm going to store the carburetor in the boat. The elbows, I'm going to check to see if there's any leakage, and also the exhaust. So now when the engine it's open, everything is removed, then I'm going to inspect the pistons, and we're going to push and try to move them. If there's any movement in any of the pistons, it means that the rings are worn out, or even the flywheel is worn out, something. That means I'm going to have to rebuild the block. Now I talked to a surveyor, a boat surveyor. He says that I can get a new engine online from $1,500 to $2,000, and they deliver it to wherever you want it delivered. So that's another option. So I'm going to do this in steps. I'm going to do first, take out the head gaskets, the heads, take them to a shop, inspect the block, and check out to see if there's any problems with the engine. The engine sounded pretty strong. It just that it was missing big time because of the escape of water going into the exhaust. Now I checked the oil. The oil is new. The oil is clean. There's no water in the oil, thank God. So, and I previously checked the compression test. I did a compression test, and I was getting between 140 to 160. So that's not bad for an engine that's 20 years old. It has about 545 hours. So I think I got a few more hours. Maybe I got another 200 before the engine really needs an overhaul. Then that means I have to pull out the block, and that's a major surgery on the marina. I'm trying to prevent that. So that's where I'm at, working on the boat, getting things ready for the fishing season. I got a friend that wants to come from Florida, and I want to take him fishing, but if the boat is not ready, that's going to be embarrassing. So let me put some more water. Yeah. So I'm getting ready to do another drain, and I got here my my AutoZone 50/50. I got two jugs of that, and that's what happens when you own a boat. You have to work on it or pay a mechanic, and the mechanic's going to eat you alive. So that's it for now, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, guys, I'm back. Woo! I'm back at the boat. I was fighting with one screw that's very close to the tank, and I'll show you what I did. So I had removed all the bolts from one exhaust manifold except one that was rounded, and I hit it with the punch. This is the punch I was using, and a heavy mechanic hammer that I have here. This is a good little hammer. It's got some good weight, and I would hit it and hit it, and the steel, it was hard, so it would just bounce off. So what I did is I put on this cheapy Dremel, I put a tip. Let me see if I got a mess here. I put this little round tip on it. It's not a drill, it's just a carbon type, I don't know exactly how it's made, but it's very hard steel. And I just, on the side, luckily it was the last screw showing at the end here, so I just went zzz, 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 and I dug a little hole so I can come in with the drill. So I did it, and then the drill, you couldn't get a regular drill in here because of the space. So what I did, I used my, where did I put it? Oh, I have this little angled wrench by Craftsman. I've used it a lot, and it's got a little battery, and it's only 12 volts. It's about to die, but I went from a thin drill to the bigger one to a hole that I can actually install the where is it? Oh, I think I put it on the table. I used one of these. I got another one here. I used one of these. This is 3/16. I used a 1/4 inch, and I pounded it in there with the hammer, and then I put the ratchet. Oh, it's at the tip of the I'm looking for it. It's at the tip of the socket there. So this is the one I used. I hammered that in. I went ahead and connected the socket and started wrenching it, and what it did, it dug in deeper, because I only had it like halfway in. It dug in deeper to the end. It went all the way in the hole. Luckily the hole was deep enough, and this is the sucker. So I went in pretty deep. I say almost the length of that shank, and but see, the bolt is there's no socket. You say, oh, I can still see the walls. They go, yeah, but there's no socket this size, because for some weird reason it just kept coming off the rust, but it kept the shape of the lug of the hexagon. But finally got it out, and this is the unit. It's all rusted and stuff. So I'm gonna dump these in the trash. I'm gonna take the tank home, and I gotta get the vacuum and get all that rust from under there. And then now I can take the head on this side and remove them. See all the carbon stuff, and these heads were ready. The exhausts are ready to be removed. They're really in bad shape. Before starting, to prevent any sparks, what I did, I got that blower. See that green blower behind the bag there, and I opened up the hatch and I blew air in the bottom and all the way around and get any fumes, because I was going to use the grinder. Let me try this first and see what I could do. You don't want any spark dropping down into the bilge, because if you have any gas fumes in there, you're gonna go kablooey. And this thing also, what I did before drilling the little hole or anything, I used this little drum on the sandpaper, and I kind of flattened it the end of the bolt, and that helped it with drilling the little, got it centered, because it had a little lump on it. That's why you see the bolt is very clean, because I hit it with that sander. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the other side. I'm not going to video everything because it's a long process. Now I got to remove the other 4 from this side. They're at the ends also, and they're in the worst shape. So I got to start from scratch, and hopefully I can take that one out. And if I can, then good. Then I'll go home. Okay, guys, I'm back at the boat. So I spent the night here, and try to get something done. And I got some bolts. This is getting to be very difficult. The bolts are losing their heads, and it's getting difficult to remove. I use a breaker bar and penetrating liquids and wrench, all kinds of different tools. Finally I got 5 of them out, and there's one that is basically rounded, so it's not working out. So I'm going to drill a hole in the middle and put a tap. I think I have a little tap kit that it goes in like a corkscrew, and then you turn it to the left and it unscrews the. But they're very hard in there, very tight. I even went and bought a ratchet, an impact ratchet by Rigid, and it's working okay. It's just that the one at the end is so worn out that it won't grab with anything. It just it's rounded and it's smaller. So let me open up the engine compartment here and get in the hole. Yesterday I did on this engine that is running on the starboard engine is running okay. Now this one, I've been using this. I removed these 2 water coolers here. The exhaust elbows, and this one I have all the bolts removed except the one at the end. So that's the one I'm going to have to drill and see if I can do something with it. And then this one, let me see if I can show you the conditions. The conditions of the bolts. So these bolts, I'm going to go sideways here because, yeah, this one has some shape. This one is pretty much gone. I'm going to have to drill that one. This one looks to be okay. That one's okay. The ones at the ends, are the ones that are having a problem. So that's what I've been doing for the past 2 days. Sleeping on the boat and trying to make some repairs, trying to save some money, and see if I can remove the heads so I can. So let me see if I can do a demo on the Rigid. I did some research, and the Rigid is one of the better ones. It's got 3 settings, and I don't have my impact wrench, of course, because I left it at home, forgot to bring it. So what I do, I have these. These are the ones that I told you that I had the wave inside. They're not exactly boxy. And these I bought a long time ago. They're supposed to be, it's called Met Wrench. I don't know if they were made in USA or German. I don't remember now. I've had them for a long time. Also, I've been using the these Irwin, and these are the ones that have some teeth, and they grabs the head of the bolt. and it worked on some of them. Most of them I've been doing it with the breaker bar or the ratchet. So right now I want to go straight with the ratchet, and without softening it up with the breaker bar, and I have it set to number 1 is the weakest one, and let's see what we can do here. But they're getting rounded, and by the way, this bed wrench is supposed to be for that, for rounded bolts. So another thing I do is I put it in place and hammer it, lock it in, and let's see if this thing takes it. I'm going to put it on automatic, so it has a clutch. Ah, here we go. It took it right out, but it's really locked in there, and they are getting kind of rounded, so you have to hammer them in and then hook up the ratchet. So the ratchet works pretty good. If the bolt is in a semi good condition, if it's really yeah, it's not grabbing on this one. So I want to see if I can use this the teethy one. Let's see what size. And the problem with these is that they're kind of tapered, so you need to push them in and keep them pushed in so it can lock. Okay, this one is grabbing better. Let's see if we can do better with this one. Okay, it's not budging. So I gotta try something else. Let me see what the 9/16. No. I know that this side is gonna be more difficult than the other. And the other one took me 4 hours to get 5 bolts out. That's how bad it is. And the thing to do is, to prevent the headaches, remove the bolts and put stainless on everything that has to do with the exhaust. These on top are not bad. It wasn't a big deal to remove them. But the ones that had to do with the exhaust, they're a pain in the rear. Let me see this one. Okay, this one came out, but you can see the bolt is getting in bad shape, but it did come off. As long as I can get one socket to grab and hold it in there, there's a good chance it'll come out. But the ones at the ends, I don't know. I'm gonna have to try something. Let's see if this one wants to grab. No. There's a lot of metal flakes flying out. It's not in the best of shape. These are really a pain. This is why mechanics charge so much money. They are a royal pain in the rear. The only advantage is that the boat is it's open. You can see if the end is any good. It's either pay a mechanic thousands of dollars or try to save some money on your own and do it yourself. It's the only way. Okay, it looks like it could lock in. I gotta hold it though. Yeah, spinning. It's not moving, it's spinning. So that's another problem. But as far as the ratchet, I'm glad I bought it. The rigid. It's got the settings back here. 1, 2, 3, and then A for automatic. And that's the clutch. And then it tells you the battery in the front. It's still fully charged. So let me see if I can do something with this. Spins. Once it spins, it means that there's nothing to grab. I took the two ones that I could grab. The other ones, their heads are gone. And I am kaput. I am done for the day. I'm gonna clean up, put everything away, close up for now. I'm gonna remove the little radiator over here, and that's it, we're done. Hey guys, so my advice is, don't buy a boat. You know what it means when you have a boat? Money, money. Or work, work. Okay, so let me show you what I had to do. This is a doozy, and it's still not done. I had to cut with the grinder the bolt, and then I had to make a side cut because it was so tight. So I made this cut here, and then I made this cut here, and still wasn't budging. So I made a little triangle cut here, and the metal popped. I also cut the bolt, and I hope the shop can take that out. If I try to twist it, it's gonna rip right out because it's cut more than 50% of the width. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna spray it with let me see, with some of this stuff, liquid wrench, and hopefully that'll help it loosen up. I want to go gentle because if the shop does it, they break it. I know it's gonna break, but I'm gonna try to grab it right in the neck, right there, and hopefully I can loosen that up. But they're really, really tight. So this thing is already hanging. I can pry it, and it's already moving. There you go, that's loose. So all I gotta do is lift it and pick it up because it's very heavy. Let me get up. I'm gonna put the camera over there. Okay, let's see. Gotta get up first, and I'm pretty locked in here. It has taken me half a more. Well, I started late, so, but it's taking me 2-3 hours to get this thing semi-loose. Let's see. There it comes. All right. Finally got it off. So I'm gonna set this back here. Oh. Yeah, I cut the bejesus out of that thing. So now, see, this bolt is not that bad. These are rusted. So let me hit it with some spray, and hopefully I want to give it a few minutes and hit it with a wire brush and maybe tap it a little bit. So these, oh, I also before grinding I blew the bilge again with the blower, and I put this cardboard right over here because the gas lines run through there. So that helped me a lot, and you can see all kinds of rust chipping away. So these things are really time to be replaced or redone. So I'm gonna be removing the spark plugs, and you know, where's the broken, yeah, here's the broken one. I pulled it and it just went thick. So, and they're not that old. I think they're only a couple of years. Okay. Oh, so little by little, that's how it works out. And I try to do some, and when I see that I'm getting really beat up, I pack up, go home, and then come back again for another couple of days. You gotta do it in sessions. Otherwise, if you try to do everything in one day, well, you know how much work it is. Especially when the engine is not cooperating, the bolts are breaking and everything else. So, through that one. And I didn't bring my big, I got the smallest one, so I don't know if that's a good idea. Adjustable wrench here. Oh wow, look at that. Wow, that is impressive. That this, I don't think the spray did that. Let me bring it up here. I don't know if the spray did that. Maybe the vibration from everything I was doing. Okay, I hope everything goes like that. See this one here? Oh wow, same thing. Yeah, guess what? The short one that I cut, it's not gonna be like that way. It's not gonna be that way. Okay, that came off. Move the camera this way, because I already took these off before. Look at this. I didn't even try the wrench. All right. Yeah, I knew it. Not this one. Not this one. Let me go slow. Oh, there it comes. Wow, impressed. I don't know if I should credit it to the spray, the what do you call it, the penetrating liquid wrench. I've always used this, and it's very good. I like it. So it's not exactly finger loose, but it's easy to turn. There you go. All right, problem solved. Look at that. I cut it across, I cut it sideways, and then I cut it this way. I was going crazy with this thing, and the vibration probably loosened it up. All right, so that's done. I'm glad. Oh. Okay, and then I'm gonna set up to loosen the heads. I'm not taking the heads home because I didn't bring the pickup. I broke my G, and I don't want to put the heads in the car. I'm gonna get it all dirty with oil, so I'll come back on Thursday. But I'll loosen up what's here now. The intake manifolds already all loosen up. I still gotta pull out the distributor. So yeah, there's still some work to do. Okay, so the dreaded, impossible to remove manifolds are out. Look at that. I went across this way, cut it. These two came out okay with the wrench. And then over here, I got this one across. And apparently the vibration made it, look at all this stuff. Yeah, the vibration probably loosen up the bolts. Okay, and of course, the break-free spray. That helps a lot. Can't afford having one of these engines go out and you know, blow head gaskets or anything in the middle of the ocean. I'm planning on doing long trips going after tuna. So, wow, I did it. I was asking the mechanic friend of mine to help me, but he said he was really busy. He was going to try to make it in the morning, so he hasn't. So he couldn't get away from his job. So I had to do it myself. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Okay, so now I'm loosening up already loosening up the bolts, and I'm going to loosen up the Just gonna put it on here. Thursday, I'll come and remove the heads. Everything is loose. All this stuff is loose. All that under there is loose. The other side is loose. It's just that I came with the car, and I don't want to put the stuff in the car. I'll come back with the pickup on Thursday. And I'll be removing the heads, taking them to a shop. Okay, and we'll get the cover. And just put it on for now. Oh, this goes this way. There. Okay, so now it's time for cleanup. I got a lot of tools out here that I gotta put away. So a good job, if I might say so myself. So I was gonna run this engine, but I'm gonna leave it alone for now. I don't want the fumes or anything. So when I remove one of the outside bolts on the head, water came out on two of them, two bolts. So that means that the head gasket went out on that side. That's why it was running really crappy, and there was water gushing out of the radiator tank. So the head gasket is gone. So when I remove the heads, I'm going to inspect the pistons, and then I'm going to make a decision to see if I'm going to rebuild the engine completely or just put the heads back on like I did on this one. This one had a bent valve, and I removed the heads, had them done, put it back on. No issues with the water or anything. So I'm going to see if the pistons are good. I'm going to leave it alone, because this boat, I might keep it for another 2 years or so. If it runs good, and it was running smooth, it was running really smooth. We were commenting about it. We were driving it around, saying, man, the boat runs really nice. And all of a sudden, gasket went out. So it happens. It happens. So I replaced the gaskets, I'll inspect the pistons and I'll move them, push them to see if there's any movement. If the rings are bad, I'll make a determination on several things. I want to see carbon, I want to see spark plugs, several things I got to check to make the determination, see if I need to rebuild or not. All right, guys, I'm going to clean up and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Okay. Oh boy, we finally got the heads off, but one of the bolts, it's in the truck now, I can't show you, but one of the bolts was very reduced and couldn't tap it, couldn't try drilling it, so we ended up lifting one head attached to the intake, and believe me, it wasn't easy getting it out of the hole. So now I'm not going to stick around too long because I want to avoid the traffic. I just took a quick look at the engine, and it looks like it's not that bad as far as the condition of the pistons. Let me see, I'm gonna kind of, this one has some water, and clean this up a little bit. This one looks like it's burning normal. The oil has no water that I can tell. So I gotta find out the reason why there was water in the in one of the pistons in on that one side, on that side too. The head gasket, this is a stainless steel, you can see right there, it's metal. So this is stainless steel. It did not, it looks like it's intact, it's in one piece. It did not break. It's not. Let me get on the other side. Yeah, the pistons, they seem to be okay. This one has a little crap in here that it dropped, because when we lifted this whole thing, it was heavy, man. This thing was heavy. Lifters seem to be in good shape. I gotta clean it. I gotta soak it up and get this oil, get all the little bits and pieces out of here, and make sure nothing drops in the, I gotta cover it with a towel. Yeah, I got a magnet, and any little piece that fell off, I'm gonna pick it up and clean it. But I'm kind of puzzled on the issue of the water. And on this side you can tell that there was some water coming in. The head gasket, it looks like it's in one piece. And this is stainless steel sheet. It's not paper. So I seem to have some water in this lug hole. Gotta find out what that means, because I'm not too sure. So that's it for now. That's it for now. I'm dead tired trying to pick up all these, take all the bolts out and clean it up. The pistons have no movement. We checked them. They're solid. They don't seem to have any issues. I still gotta rotate them and bring them up one by one and clean them up and hit it with the wire brush and get everything really, see this junk like this, get it all cleaned up, protected, and then buy some new head gaskets, and then when the heads are done, bring it back. I'm gonna take it to the shop tomorrow. I already called and they gave me a good price, so we're gonna do the valves and get everything in running condition. So maybe I don't know how long. I forgot to ask them how long does it take for them, because everybody's pretty busy, I guess. I'm gonna see if I can get this thing back together in a couple of weeks and take it out for a spin. Also gonna replace the exhaust manifolds on that too, on the other engine, and it'll be easier now because half the engine here is missing, so I got more room here to work between that block and this one. All right, let me cover this up. Gonna finish up picking up all the tools, and I also got this fuel filter that I emptied. This is a brand new filter, so I'm not gonna throw it away. I'm gonna put it up here with the rest of the stuff. Put that in there, and then I gotta come and clean the block, scrape it, scrape everything, and get everything ready. Also, what I did is I got this little box and I put it here left side, right side, and I dropped in the rods and the rockers. I'm taking the bolts home so I can clean the threads, and the ones that go on the outside, paint them up, and the ones that go inside, they don't need to be painted. Okay guys, so I better get going. Okay guys, I'm back at the boat, and the heads are gonna be done in a few days. I came to remove the gaskets, the head gaskets, and I'm applying a little bit of acetone and automatic transmission fluid to the piston, and I'm cleaning them one by one. And then I have this small brass brush, kind of give it a little rub down, little brushing, just gently, nothing major, and then give it a wipe. And I'm going to do whatever I can today. I don't think I'm going to be finishing all today because it's going to be a long process. I got to crank them up and clean the rims and the edges. So let me show you what I've done so far. And the first one, it was pretty black like the rest you see, and I just give it a little bit of scrub with this, and they're not going to be like chrome or anything. I'm just going to clean as much as I can and let this kind of sit there for a minute, and that'll clean it. Let it work into get all that grime. Now on the edge of this edge here, I'm just going to use this little scrub pad and kind of clean the sharpness at the edge there, accumulating carbon. And I also brought a spray of throttle body cleaner. Maybe that'll also help. Let me give it a shot. Kind of helps a little bit. So I got here late because I went to the Marina store to see if I can find out the price of the gaskets and make sure I get the right one. So I removed the old one, and I'm going to take it as a sample. I want to make sure I get the right stuff. And so I'm not expecting to have everything done today. I might come back tomorrow. See, there's all this gum here from the gaskets. And I forgot to bring my blade. I got like a window scraper that will be pretty good with this. So I'm going to do whatever I can with what I got. So let's see. This takes it up pretty good. Yeah, not the best position to be in, bending down like this. So then I got this little fine tool that I'm going to run on the edge here and pick up any crud. See? Because you don't want none of the stuff falling down into the piston, into the cavity there, the well. Then I'm just going to kind of put on this on the edge and kind of wipe it a little bit and get some of the crud out of there. Okay, so put it on the trash. I've seen people use metal polishers on a piston, and he he cleaned it up pretty good. It was like it was like he left it pretty shiny, like chrome almost. But these heads are, I believe, they're stainless steel. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Then later, before installing everything, I'm going to give it a little brushing with gasoline. Gasoline is a very good detergent, and that will give it a final thing. So now on this side, that I already spread that material, that what do you call it, liquid. I gotta make some more. Now we're gonna give it a scrub. And we're gonna wipe. My back is killing me being in this position. Well, that's not bad for being the first pass. Give it another wipe. wipe it again. And then I gotta prepare another batch because this thing is empty already. And then I gotta crank up the pistons one by one. So those are the ones that are on top. I'm gonna work on the edges of the rest of them, and hopefully I will have this thing put together by next weekend. I still gotta vacuum. There's a lot of rust on the bottom of the bilge there. I gotta vacuum all that up, get everything cleaned up. So it's just to give you a little preview of what I'm doing. I already purchased the exhaust manifolds. I gotta change those over there. The screws, I'm gonna replace them all with stainless. They're not in that bad shape, but I don't want steel. So that's what's going on. It's heavy duty work. Oh, and then I got a friend to really make it worse. A friend of mine calls me. He goes, "Hey, they're catching lobster at the pier." He says people are just dropping the traps down and pulling them up with lobster, and you don't need a boat. And I said, "Dude, I can't take time for that because I got to work on the engine. I got to get this thing ready to receive the heads." Then another guy calls me. He goes, "Ray, they're catching 40-pound yellowtails 2 miles off of Newport." I'm going, Jesus Christ, 40-pounders. Those are huge fish. And I said, "Well, the boat's not ready. I got to work it." But nobody tells me, "Ray, you want me to come over and help?" No, I don't get that call. I get the call about they want to go fishing or they want to go lobstering, but I don't get the call about, do you need help? And I'm not calling anybody. I'm not asking anybody. But that's the call that you never receive. You never receive the call about, you want me to help you wash the boat? You want me to help you wax the boat? No. They just want to go fishing, and then the boat is all dirty with blood and scales everywhere. "Hey, great fishing, thanks a lot," and they walk away, and I'm over here stuck cleaning the boat by myself. Yeah, that's what the friends for. All right, so let me continue this. I think the pistons are gonna be okay, and let's see how much I can do today. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Okay, I'm done. I did the best I could with what I had. And let me show you the pistons. Pretty clean. I gave it a little bit of this slop detergent to let it soak, and I'll come back tomorrow and give it another scrubbing. But I think they're pretty, they're pretty clean, and they're smooth. All the walls are smooth. Everything is, it's very smooth. So now I'm gonna let it soak in this solution of acetone and automatic fluid. And that'll protect it because it's exposed to the marine environment. So, anyways, and then I'm gonna spray it. I got some WD-40. I'm gonna spray it. I cleaned each individual lifter. Took it out. There was a little crap in it in the cup. Took it out, wipe it, blow it, clean it, and I worked my way back. Section by section, and I covered it with a towel. I'm going to spray the piston area, not the whole block because the block is full of debris. It's loose rust. I gotta come and vacuum, but I'm already packing up. It's already 6 o'clock. I'm tired, and I gotta go home and have some dinner. I was thinking of staying over, but you know, I'll get everything finished when I bring the heads. So I still gotta paint the heads. That's gonna take. I want to give it 4 or 5 coats per head. That's gonna take me all day because I gotta give it a good half hour in a good sun. Right now we're getting this wind. It might be raining, might be overcast. So if it's hot, I'll give it half an hour to 40 minutes per coat. I'll give it 5 or 6 coats, and then I could bring them the next day and set them down. Monday I gotta go to therapy, so half the day is shot, so I won't be able to bring them. I could go and pick them up after the therapy about 12 o'clock. Pick them up, bring them home, and start priming. I gotta prime everything and then start painting. And I'm already down to 1 can, so I gotta buy more spray. So there it is. The project continues. The pistons seem to be in good shape. There's no movement. There's no, they go up and down pretty easy. Basically, because there's no pressure now. So let me get a piece of towel here. Get some of this. If I see some little bits and pieces of things on the walls, I like to wipe it. I don't want that to be running down and collecting. So that'd be good. I'm going to use that to wipe it clean. All right, so another day, another project under never-ending repairs on a boat. And sometimes you think twice about owning a boat, because you know what a boat is. I call it the mistress. Too much expense and not enough satisfaction. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna let you go. I'll see you on the next one.